What's going on, everyone? Sunkissed here, and in today's video we're going to be covering a heavy critical build. This is a little bit different as we're going to be using heavy weapons inside of VATS outside of power armor, so it's a little bit different than your typical heavy build, but the build still kind of caters to a traditional heavy playstyle. The weapons we'll be using are going to be the plasma caster, Gatling plasma, and cremator. The plasma caster is definitely going to be the primary weapon because it is a one-shot monster. Hopefully you guys stick around, and I'll catch you at the end. So for the location on how to get the plasma caster, get a fast travel over to Vault 79 after you have completed the Wastelanders questline. You should have unlocked this. You just come down here, or come through here, open the door, and go down to the bunker, and then just a moment here, I'll show you the vendor we're going to walk up to, and they should have the plasma caster as well as all the attachments. Also, if you are patient, you can wait until Minerva has it in her vendor, and it will be 25% off. But just walk up to Regs right here, and you should see the plasma caster stuff within this inventory. I think I might have, okay, yeah, so there's some stuff here that I haven't bought for it yet, but yeah, this is where you'll find all the stuff you need for that. So the most straightforward way to get a Gatling plasma is going to be coming to the White Springs bunker and coming over to the command center and then going to the armory. And it's a guaranteed spawn. They will have a Gatling plasma in their inventory. Make sure you're running hard bargain, and if you can, use unyielding armor. You should get a better deal for this. Now, aside from that, there is a way to get a plan to make it. It's not a guaranteed drop anywhere to my knowledge, but you can get them, or you can find it in random containers in the Salvage Divide, Ash Heap, and Cranberry Bog region, or by killing boss creatures. That would kind of include like behemoths, Mirelurk Queens, Death Claws, Fog Crawlers, kind of those rare, tougher enemies. Those have a chance of dropping Gatling plasma plans, and coincidentally, that's also how you get the modifications for the Gatling plasma. You need to find as many Gatling plasmas or craft as many as you can and then scrap them, and eventually you'll learn all the mods you need. The Cremator and the associated mods can be purchased for gold bullion from the crater. If you go inside, Mortimer is a gold bullion vendor, and he'll have the Cremator and all the attachments for it. It used to be a scoreboard item, and that's how I got it, but now it's moved over to the creator's inventory. Taking a look at our plasma caster, this is definitely our heavy hitter if you want to kind of 1 to 2 shot a decent amount of things, and this is really what is going to, hit hard, especially for critical hits. So how we have this built out, we have the calibrated capacitor, since that boosts critical damage by 100%. The aligned sniper barrel gives you the highest per shot damage, and yeah, that's pretty much all you need, honestly, is just those 2 attachments. As far as legendaries, definitely recommend Bloodied if you're a Bloodied. Instigating is a great option for a 1st star, and Anti-Armor is a great option too. 2nd star, hit chance is really good on slow rate of fire weapons, so that's what I have. Weapon speed is also really good since this has a slow rate of fire. What else would be a good 2nd star? Crit damage or extra critical is great. And the 3rd star, I would say probably reload speed, AP cost, those are good 3rd stars as well. Here's a look at the Gatling plasma that we use. This one happens to be a vampire's critical hit, less AP. I mean, this is pretty much exactly what you want, minus, the 1st star. You could go with Bloodied, Anti-Armor. Those would probably be your, the best 2, or like a kind of a mid-tier effect like Gourmands or Aristocrats, just something to boost damage. But this particular one helps me stay alive, so I don't mind it since I'm a bloodied build. I'm already getting some damage buffs from the adrenal reaction and being bloodied in general. So looking at the attachments, we have the prime receiver, the rifled barrel, the standard magazine, and the reflex sight. Reflex sight is definitely great for reducing the AP cost, and the beam focuser, just helps with accuracy and stuff like that. I always like to run Cremators, even if I'm not running a heavy build. They're great tagging weapons. Definitely don't run 2 ranks of Grenadier though. You don't want to annoy players too much. It's a great tagging weapon. It actually has surprisingly pretty good use in VATS. So you can also kind of use this as a VATS critical weapon too if you wanted to. I personally like the double shot barrel since it's a good combination of rate of fire, kind of explosion spread, and impact damage. The heavy barrel has a really slow rate of fire. It's like 7, and you really feel that. And then the multi-shot barrel doesn't have quite the accuracy and impact damage that the double barrel or the heavy barrel has. Definitely go with the double barrel. That's my favorite one to run. Fast propellant tank and the slow burning tank as well. And the rolls I have is bloodied, damage while aiming. I would prefer probably bloodied crit or bloodied weapon speed, but I'll just take the fact that it's bloodied. For armor, I run unyielding. It is a kind of mixed and matched set of Secret Service, Forest Scout, Civil Engineering. Doesn't matter. Definitely go with unyielding to boost your special stats. Since agility affects how many action points you have in VATS, and where is it here? Perception will affect your accuracy in VATS. Both of those things you want for a VATS critical build. If you're going with the full health, VATS critical, definitely go with either Vanguards or Overeaters. Those are both, great options as well. And those, any armor pieces that have, or if you're just looking for a set of legendary effects, definitely vendor hop. I don't typically care too much about getting a matching set. As you can see here, I just like to use pay attention to legendary effects. So definitely just keep an eye out for that. Unyielding and Overeaters are two of the most commonly sold armor types. So, just keep an eye out. Taking a look at our special points allocation, here is what I have. 10 strength, 1 perception, 15 endurance, 3 charisma so we can share perks, 10 intelligence, 7 agility, and 10 luck. Real quick, looking at the legendary perks, they're all special cards and they're maxed out. I personally just like to run as many normal perk cards as I can, and having these helps that. Strength is pretty standard. We have various ranks of the heavy gunner perks and other weight reducing perks. The most notable one in perception is going to be concentrated fire, so we can target weak spots and get headshots with the plasma caster and Gatling plasma. And Grenadier for when we, if we ever decide to use the Cremator or, use the, other explosive heavy weapons. Endurance, I have some survivability perks since I'm a bloody build, notably Life Giver, Fireproof, and Chem Fiend. And Radical, Radical to get extra carry weight, and the other stuff is just kind of to buff our, combat abilities when we're using chems and stuff like that. Most important things in Charisma, Strange Numbers to buff your mutations, and Tenderizer for extra damage. Intelligence is pretty standard as well. Have Nerd or Rage since we're bloodied. I have various power armor related stuff for when I do decide to get into power armor, mostly for daily ops or, tougher sort of events and stuff like that. Pretty standard over here in agility for a VATS build as well. And same thing looking at the luck tree. Here as well, I actually have Ricochet since my Gatling Plasma is a Vampires one. It works in tandem with it very well. If you don't have a Vampires one, you definitely would just want to sub that out probably for either Serendipity if you're bloodied, or Bloody Mess for an extra 15% damage. For mutations, here's a look at what I'm running. There could be better ones to run, there could be bad ones that I'm running, but this is just what I have for all my builds just because I don't like changing it up too much. I definitely would recommend changing out Carnivore for Herbivore if you want to do more damage, but I personally like to carry a lot of stuff, so I run Carnivore for the carry weight related meat buffs. But Adrenal Reaction, you're going to want that for extra damage if you're bloodied. And next most important thing would be, where is it? Eagle Eyes for the extra crit damage. Herd Mentality also is a good one to run to help boost your perception and your agility for more AP points and more accuracy in VATS. Speed Demon's always a great one for faster movement and reload speed. And the other ones are kind of optional, but they're pretty standard, and that's what I run. As far as going to get mutations, definitely the best way is going to either be going to the White Springs Bunker over here. You're going to pay the most for that. But you can also get the plans too. It will be pretty expensive, but most player vendors, if you server hop and vendor hop, most player vendors will be selling mutations for 200 to 600 per. 600 is definitely on the more expensive side, but if you got the caps to burn, No, definitely go for it. All right, we fast traveled over to West Tech to see what sort of damage we can do here. I'm going to go ahead and show you the buffs I'm using. I'm using a heavy gun bobblehead, so I'll take one of those. And I'm using overdrive because that helps your critical damage, so I'll take one of those. Make sure that went through. Yep, okay, perfect. And we'll just take a look and see what we can do. 789 non-crit. 2018 crit. So, and I don't even have a heavy gun crit. You know, there are heavy gun crit magazines. But as you can see, I just pretty much am just one-shotting, yeah, everything here. Yeah, 2035, 850. Okay, that took 2 on him. Another 950 there. But yeah, this thing just is just a monster. It is a ton of fun to use. Alright, so we've fast traveled over to Sunrise Field to take on a Mirelurk Queen, see what kind of damage we can do to them. See if we can just wake him up here really quick. Okay, so let's go ahead and target the legs. And yeah, it's going down pretty good there. So we got it down in 8 shots. And I really wasn't even critting every other shot, I don't think. So yeah, I mean, you can definitely do some pretty good damage with this thing. We fast traveled over to the Grindstone Arch to take on a Super Mutant Behemoth with our Gatling plas this time. So let's see what kind of damage we can do here. Take an overdrive and pop a coffee. And let's see what we can do here. And yeah, I just want to stop shooting there. Yeah, it just, I mean, what, 24 shots, and it just absolutely shredded through. Gatling Plasma is also just fun to use, so definitely gets my stamp of approval. Thanks a ton for making it to the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, definitely leave me a like and hit the sub button to stick around for future content. Speaking of that, let me know in the comments, what do you want to see in the future? Is there any games you want to see covered? Is there any topics specifically to Fallout 76 you want to see me cover? I'm definitely receptive, and I'll definitely take a look at the comments. So, see y'all in the next one.